fire changes everything it touches. And darling, you've been through the flames. When they pushed you into that darkness, they thought they were breaking you. Instead, they were transforming you into something wiser, stronger, more authentic. Each painful moment taught you something valuable. Each betrayal showed you what real loyalty means. Each lie made you appreciate honesty more deeply. Now you're walking out of those flames with clarity in your eyes and wisdom in your heart. Their biggest mistake wasn't hurting you. It was underestimating how much you'd grow from it. Life has a beautiful way of balancing its books. You don't need to seek revenge. The universe handles that part on its own. Your job is simply to become so incredibly whole that they realize exactly what they lost. Success isn't about getting even. It's about getting better. While they stay stuck in their old patterns, you're evolving, growing, becoming someone they can't manipulate anymore. That's not revenge. That's karma working through your healing. Beneath the surface of your healing, something powerful is growing. Not bitterness, not hatred, but understanding so deep it changes everything. You're learning to spot red flags from miles away. You're discovering your own worth isn't up for debate anymore. You're building boundaries that would have protected your younger self. Every lesson they taught you the hard way becomes a tool for building a better future. That's how karma works. It turns their attempts to destroy you into your foundation for growth. Darkness teaches lessons that light never could. While they were busy playing their games, you were learning about human nature. While they were enjoying their temporary power, you were gaining permanent wisdom. Every manipulation they tried became a lesson in authenticity. Every betrayal they planned became a masterclass in self-trust. Now you're not just surviving, you're thriving with a kind of awareness they can't comprehend. They taught you exactly what you needed to know to never be fooled again. Between the person they tried to break and the soul you've become, there's a story of transformation that serves others. You're not seeking payback. You're becoming living proof that pain can lead to growth. Every step forward is a testament to resilience. Every genuine smile is evidence that they didn't break your spirit. Every healthy boundary is a sign that you've learned to protect your peace. They wanted to write your tragedy, but instead, they became a chapter in your victory story. Growth happens quietly, like flowers pushing through concrete. All those tears you cried, they were watering your wisdom. All that silence they mistook for weakness, that was you learning discernment. All those times they thought you were broken, that was you gathering pieces to build something more authentic. Now your garden is blooming, and they get to watch from behind the walls you built to protect your peace. Moving through their chaos changed more than just your path. It transformed your entire perspective. The pain they caused, it became your teacher. The trust they broke, it taught you to trust yourself first. The lies they told, they helped you recognize truth more clearly. Everything they did to try to diminish you has only served to expand your understanding of yourself and others. They didn't create an enemy. They created someone too wise to play their games anymore. Through the fires of their making, you discovered your own light. Not a vengeful flame seeking to burn others, but a beacon showing the way forward. Every time you choose healing over hatred, you win. Every time you pick growth over grievance, you win. Every time you choose peace over payback, you win. The lesson? Their hell was just your classroom, and now you get to graduate with honors they can't comprehend. Yesterday's wounds become tomorrow's wisdom. when you focus on healing. All those sleepless nights they caused, you spent them getting to know yourself better. All those tears they made you cry, they cleared your vision to see truth more clearly. All those times they thought they were breaking you, you were actually breaking free from patterns that no longer served you. Now, you're not just surviving. You're showing others how to transform their pain into power. The price they pay isn't something you need to collect. Life handles that part. Your job is to become so magnificently yourself that their presence in your story becomes nothing more than a lesson learned. Every goal you achieve shows the power of resilience. Every healthy relationship you build proves your capacity for growth. Every boundary you set demonstrates your self-respect. They dragged you through hell, thinking it would destroy you. But all they did was show you how strong you really are. Every heartbreak has a hidden purpose. Somewhere beneath the pain, a lesson waits to be learned. That person who betrayed you, they were teaching you to trust your gut. That friend who left when you needed them most, they showed you how to stand alone. That job that crushed your spirit, it pushed you to find your true calling. Life isn't random in its cruelty, it's surgical. Each cut is precise, designed to remove something that's holding you back, or add something you need for your next level. Beneath the surface of your struggles, wisdom grows like seeds in dark soil. The universe isn't punishing you, it's preparing you. Those sleepless nights when anxiety kept you awake, they were actually teaching you to face your fears. The times when loneliness felt unbearable, they were showing you how to enjoy your own company. The moments when everything fell apart, they were making space for something better to be built. Your pain isn't pointless, it's purposeful. Speaking directly to your soul, life sends teachers wearing all kinds of disguises. Sometimes they come as enemies, teaching you strength. Sometimes as losses, teaching you appreciation. Sometimes as failures, teaching you resilience. That toxic relationship didn't just happen to you. It happened for you, showing you exactly what you won't accept in your life anymore. Those hard times weren't just bad luck. They were life's way of upgrading your consciousness. Moving through difficulty changes more than just your circumstances. It expands your entire understanding. Each obstacle is like a new level in the game of life, designed specifically for your growth. That challenge that seems impossible, it's actually life's vote of confidence in your ability to handle more. The problem that keeps repeating, it's showing up because you haven't learned its lesson yet. Pay attention. The test keeps coming back until you pass it. Pain serves as life's classroom, and every experience is a carefully chosen lesson. When you're ready to learn something new, life arranges the perfect teacher. Sometimes it's gentle, a subtle hint, a minor setback, a small disappointment. But if you miss these quiet lessons, life turns up the volume. That earth-shattering crisis, it's just a louder version of what life's been trying to tell you all along. The harder the hit, the more important the lesson. Inside each difficulty, evolution waits like a butterfly in its chrysalis. That breakdown, it's really a breakthrough in disguise. That rock bottom, it's actually your foundation for something greater. The moment when everything seems darkest, that's just before your consciousness makes its next leap. Life isn't happening to you, it's happening for you, crafting experiences that crack open your shell and force your spirit to expand. Between who you were and who you're becoming, life creates the perfect bridge of experiences. Each step, even the painful ones, leads somewhere meaningful. That person who ghosted you, They taught you to value clear communication. That dream that didn't work out, it cleared the path for something better aligned with your growth. That painful ending, it was really just a necessary beginning in disguise. Nothing is wasted when you understand everything is designed for your evolution. Your spirit grows like a tree. Storms make it stronger. Each challenge that comes your way is like weather specifically chosen for your growth. The winds of change that feel like they might break you, they're actually helping your roots grow deeper. The droughts that leave you thirsty, they're teaching you to find water in unexpected places. The floods that threaten to drown you, they're showing you just how much you can handle. Time reveals the purpose behind every wound and every victory. Looking back, you'll see how each hardship was actually a setup for something better. That job loss that felt like the end of the world, it pushed you toward your true purpose. That relationship that shattered your heart, it prepared you for someone who matches your depth. That failure that seemed fatal, it was just life pruning away what wasn't meant for you, making space for what was. Energy flows where attention goes, and these people spend their whole lives focusing on your downfall. While you're busy building, growing, creating something beautiful, they're in dark corners, plotting your failure. But here's what they don't understand. Every negative thought they send your way is like digging a hole under their own feet. The more energy they spend trying to bring you down, the shakier their own foundation becomes. That's just how the universe works. What you put out there always finds its way back home. Brewing poison for others requires keeping it in your own cup first. These folks spending their days wishing you harm, they're actually drinking their own toxic cocktail. Every scheme they plot, every rumor they spread, every bit of negativity they aim at you, it all has to pass through their own system first. While they're focused on your destruction, their own lives are slowly being corrupted by the very darkness they're trying to send your way. It's like trying to spit into the wind. It always comes back to hit your own face. Between their negative thoughts and your positive growth, a gap widens every day. You're planting gardens while they're planning storms. You're building bridges while they're digging trenches. You're growing stronger while they waste their strength on hatred. The irony? Their very attempts to destroy you are actually destroying their own peace, their own joy, their own potential. Every moment they spend plotting against you is a moment they could have spent improving themselves. Beneath the weight of their own negativity, their ground starts to crack. The more they focus on bringing you down, the less attention they pay to their own stability. It's like being so busy throwing rocks at someone else's house that you don't notice your own foundation crumbling. Their obsession with your failure becomes the very thing that guarantees their own. The universe has a funny way of making sure the stones people throw end up building their own prisons. Moving through life, carrying hatred, is like walking with pockets full of rocks. It only slows you down. These people who pray for your downfall, they're not just carrying rocks, they're building walls around themselves. Every negative thought, every cruel wish, every dark prayer adds another stone to their self-made prison. While you're out there flying free, they're trapped in the cage of their own making, watching you soar with bitter hearts that grow heavier each day. Karma doesn't need directions to find its target. It knows exactly where to go. Those negative thoughts, they're aiming at you. They're like boomerangs thrown by amateurs. They might curve through the air for a while, might even look like they're headed your way. But in the end, They always circle back to where they came from. And when they return, they carry extra weight, the weight of all the darkness they gathered on their journey. Your success becomes their biggest punishment, not because you planned it that way, but because that's how life works. While they're busy cursing your name, you're out there blessing your own life with hard work and positive energy. While they're wasting time hoping you'll fall, you're learning to fly higher. Their negative focus becomes their cage, while your positive path becomes your wings. That's not revenge. That's just the natural order of things. Through the lens of their hatred, they can't see the hole they're digging for themselves. Every minute spent wishing for your failure is a minute lost from their own success. Every ounce of energy directed at your downfall is energy stolen from their own upliftment. They're so busy watching your path that they've completely lost sight of their own. Like archers shooting in the dark, they don't realize they're only hurting themselves. Inside their own minds, a storm brews while you dance in the sunshine. They think they're casting shadows on your path, but really, they're just blocking their own light. Every dark thought they send your way is like a cloud forming over their own heads. Meanwhile, you're out there turning their shade into your shelter, their storms into your water, their darkness into your reason to shine brighter. That's the thing about negative energy. It only has power over those who create it. Everything you do creates ripples that touch shores you'll never see. That small kindness you showed a stranger, it might have stopped them from giving up that day. The harsh words you spoke in anger, they might echo in someone's mind for years. We're all connected by invisible threads, each action pulling on the fabric of everyone else's life. When they hurt you, they weren't just changing your story. They were writing their own future in permanent ink. That's how karma works. Through the countless ways, we're all tied together. Nothing in this world happens in isolation. Every smile, every tear, every choice weaves itself into the bigger picture. Those people who dragged you through pain, they weren't just hurting you, they were setting up dominoes that would eventually fall back on them. Each cruel act, each moment of darkness they created, became part of a pattern bigger than they could see. Like throwing a stone into water, they couldn't control where the ripples would go or what shores they would eventually reach. Life moves in circles, bringing back to us what we send out into the world. The person who helped you when you were down, their kindness lives on in how you treat others now. The ones who tried to break you, their actions shaped how you learned to be stronger, wiser, more compassionate. We're all like banks in a river system. What flows past us today will circle back tomorrow. No action exists alone. Every choice creates echoes that bounce through time. Through the web of human connections, energy travels, like electricity through wires. A mother's love shapes her child, who grows up to influence countless others. A bully's cruelty creates waves of pain that ripple outward, touching lives they'll never know about. But here's the beautiful part. Healing works the same way. When you choose to grow from your pain instead of passing it on, you're not just changing your own story. You're helping to heal a wound in the world's heart. Back and forth across time, our actions dance with each other like partners in an endless waltz. The strength you found in darkness becomes a light for others to follow. The wisdom you gained through pain becomes a lesson that guides strangers you'll never meet. Those who hurt you, They didn't just set your path, they started a chain reaction that will eventually lead back to their own doorstep. That's not revenge. That's just how the universe maintains its balance. Under the surface of everyday life, countless invisible connections shape our paths. Each time someone shows compassion, they strengthen the world's capacity for kindness. Each time someone chooses cruelty, they weaken the foundation they're standing on. We're all architects of each other's lives, building bridges or walls with every interaction. Those who threw you into hell, they were actually constructing their own future prison, brick by bitter brick. Every soul we touch leaves a mark that changes who we become. The teacher who believed in you, the friend who betrayed you, the stranger who showed unexpected kindness, they all become part of your story. And your story becomes part of everyone you meet. Like strands in a giant tapestry, we can't pull one thread without moving all the others. Those who tried to dim your light didn't realize they were just teaching you to shine brighter, creating a beacon that would eventually expose their own darkness. Between the past that shaped us and the future we're creating, every moment holds the power of choice. Each time we decide to be kind, despite being hurt, to grow, despite being broken, to love despite being betrayed, we're not just changing our own path. We're sending waves of healing through the invisible network that connects all lives. The people who dragged you through pain, they didn't realize they were just giving you the power to help heal others who've been where you've been. Moving through time, like water through a river system, our actions carry consequences we can't always see. The hurt people, but healed people heal people. Every time you choose growth over bitterness, forgiveness over revenge, light over darkness, you're not just changing your own future. You're helping to heal the very web of life that connects us all. Those who threw you into flames became unwitting teachers of how to transform pain into power. Life flows like a river, carrying us through experiences we think are random, but actually follow deeper patterns. That person who betrayed you, that job you lost, that opportunity that slipped away, none of it was personal. It was all part of a bigger picture unfolding exactly as it needed to. The universe isn't punishing you or rewarding you. It's just moving through its natural cycles, like waves in an ocean. Your job isn't to fight these waves or question why they came. It's to learn how to surf them. Beneath the surface of everyday events, countless causes create the present moment. Think of it like this. Before a wave hits the shore, it's been traveling across the entire ocean, gathering momentum from winds you'll never see and depths you'll never know. The same is true for everything that happens to you. That painful moment wasn't just about what happened today. It was the result of countless actions and reactions, some set in motion long before you were born. Events that seem to target you personally are really just the universe balancing its books. When someone hurts you, they're not really the source. They're just the delivery person, bringing you a package that was already on its way. The trick isn't to get mad at the messenger or curse the delivery. It's to understand that this package, however painful, is teaching you something you need to learn. Like a surfer watching the horizon, you need to see these waves coming and prepare to ride them rather than fight them. Time moves in cycles, not straight lines. Good times flow into hard times. Hard times flow into good times. Just like the tide goes in and out. Fighting this natural rhythm is like trying to hold back the ocean. You'll only tire yourself out. Those people who hurt you, they're not really in control either. They're just playing their part in a much bigger story.